Hey everyone, it's Claire Rogers from Itopia Coaching. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this week I actually want to talk about a subject that I don't actually coach on. I'm not a subject matter expert on, but it's something that is really important to me, and that is body shaming. Um, so as I say, I don't coach on this at all, and this is really nothing to do with Itopia Coaching. But I want to talk about this subject because I was body shamed recently, and I handled it very well, but it made me realize that maybe I can give some advice to people that are facing body shaming. So let me explain to you what happened. So last week, I think it was last Wednesday, I was at the gym and I had just run 4 miles and I'd done 45 minutes of weights. And so I went downstairs to the gym changing room and went and had a quick shower. And after I finished the shower, I dropped my towel and I stood in the changing room naked. And I'm standing there putting moisturizer on. And as I'm putting moisturizer on, there's two ladies about my age standing next to me. So I'm 45. I'm guessing they're in their early 40s as well. And one of the ladies that is standing next to me, she's chatting to her friend and she's saying how her and her husband and her kids have just come back from snowboarding in Andorra and they'd had a great family holiday. And as I'm kind of listening to this, I looked over and I thought, wow, she has got an amazing body. She's tight, she's trim. I'm thinking to myself, I need to ask her what her exercise regime is because she's beautiful. And as I'm thinking these really nice thoughts to her, she's obviously caught sight of me as well. And she immediately switched the subject from speaking about Andorra and snowboarding with her kids and husband to saying to her friend, you know what? Getting fake boobs is the best thing that I ever did in my life because small boobs are disgusting. And then she looked over at me. Now, I'm a small girl. I have a small frame. I'm an athlete as well. I'm a marathoner, and that's not helping the boobs get any bigger. And I'm totally cool with being small framed. But she was clearly taking a swipe at me. So I remember thinking to myself, I've got a choice here. I can react and let her piss me off, and then I can get mad and rise to her occasion, and then I'll ruin my day and go home and think about it. Or I can just let it go. And as I'm thinking this and I'm continuing to put the moisturizer on, she proceeds to keep talking about it and saying to her friend, you know what, like it's just not womanly not having big boobs. I really think it was the best thing that I ever did getting these fake boobs because small boobs are just disgusting. And she's repeating it. And I'm thinking, okay, who are you trying to convince, honey? Are you trying to convince me or are you trying to convince yourself? And I'm also thinking to myself, I really hope you don't have daughters because if you do, they're going to inherit some really bad self body images. So again, I'm thinking to myself, do I react? And I thought, you know what, just let it go. I've got too much to do today. She's a loser, whatever. So I walked home and I started thinking about this. And I think I was able to easily walk away from this because it's not the first rodeo I've been to. I have been body shamed many times throughout my life for being too small. Um, so I was able to let it go. But it made me think to myself, okay, it's okay that it happened to me because I really couldn't care less what she thinks about my body. I'm very happy with my body. It's healthy, so I'm happy. But what if she'd done it to someone else? What if she'd done it to a teenager? Or what if she had done it to even somebody my age who didn't have good self body image? She could have destroyed them. She could have destroyed them for that day. She could have destroyed them for their entire lives. They could have carried that in their head that this person thought that a small frame is disgusting. So I thought, so how can I turn this into a positive and a teachable moment? I know it's a kind of a cheesy expression, but how can I turn this into a teachable moment? So I thought, okay, well, what I can do is one, share the story, and two, tell every teenage boy, because it happens to boys as well, every teenage boy, even every teenage girl, every young adult, everybody up to my age and further on. If you have a poor self body image and you allow people like that to say things to you, it's going to make it worse. So, how do you develop a good self body image? How do you get to the point where I am, where somebody can say something like that to me and I don't care? So, this is what I do, and it's going to sound really, really cheesy, but it really will help. So, if you're feeling not so good about yourself and either you body shame yourself or somebody is body shaming you, a way to increase how you feel about yourself is to do this. Every morning when you get in the shower, Instead of having the radio on or thinking about 1,000 things that you have to do in the day, do this. Say to yourself, so actually I'm gonna change it slightly. So I realize I'm speaking from a position of an able-bodied person, so you might need to modify my suggestions, but you'll get my drift as to what I'm saying. So you're standing in the shower and you start with your hands, for example, and you say, thank you for my hands, because my hands allow me to grasp and hold things. They allow me to hug. Thank you for my eyes, for the vision that they provide so that I can see the beauty in this world. Thank you for my nose that helps me to smell the roses, that helps me to smell fresh babies. Thank you for my lips that allow me to kiss, and to kiss my kids, my partner, my friends, my furry babies. Thank you for my arms that allow me to hug and hold. Thank you for my core that helps me stand upright. Thank you for my spine that helps me to stand upright. Thank you for my legs that help me to walk. So you catch my drift. Thank you for my hearing. Thank you for allowing me to hear the birds chirp. Now, I know this sounds like a really cheesy exercise, but I promise you, if you do this every day and try and do it in the shower in the morning, or even if you're sitting on the bus, for example, going to school or going to work, say those nice things to your body. Thank you for my eyes, my nose, my lips, whatever it is. And this will help you develop a good self-body image. It won't happen overnight. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to take some time, but it's going to help you feel good about you inside. And if you feel as though you're ever body shamed or somebody says something really mean to you, and I include boys in this as well, because this happens to boys, men as well, everybody it happens to. Just think to yourself how ugly those people are, not physically. So as I said, that girl that said that about me, she was gorgeous, but what an ugly soul inside. So just look at people like that who are saying those things about you and realize that's a testimony to how they are themselves. It's not a testimony against you, it's a testimony against themselves. And I want you to know as well that if anybody body shames you, again, if you're too small, too big, too tall, too short, whatever it is, I want you to know that there's people like me out there that see you and don't see your bigness, your smallness, your tallness, your shortness, whatever it is. I see you inside and I value you. And I think you're amazing and perfect just the way you are. I hope that video helps. If you've got any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to drop me a note. I'll leave my details at the bottom of this message. Take care.